When beginning to design a plumbing system, one of the first steps is to add plumbing fixtures. Components such as water closets, urinals, lavatories, drains, and drinking fountains can all be placed as plumbing fixtures. However, you can create almost any type of component and specify it to be a plumbing fixture. Components such as water heaters and pumps typically fall under the mechanical equipment category. But once again, it just depends on which category you specify in the family. The category can be modified in the family editor. You can place plumbing fixtures in plan, elevation, section, or 3D views. To add plumbing fixtures to a building model, on the Systems ribbon, in the Plumbing and Piping panel, click Plumbing Fixture. When you do, the ribbon changes to the Modify Place Plumbing Fixture contextual ribbon. The options bar also changes to show options specific to placing plumbing fixtures. Also realize that the Properties palette changes, and the Type selector contains a list of plumbing fixture types already loaded in the current project. You can select the type of plumbing fixture by choosing from this list. If the type you want to use does not appear in this list, you can load it from the Revit component library. To find more plumbing fixtures, in the Mode panel, you would click the Load Family tool. Also, when you place plumbing fixtures, in the Tag panel, you have the choice of including a tag. The Tag on Placement button is actually a toggle. When selected, the button has a dark background, and a tag will be added when you place the plumbing fixture. If you toggle this off, the background lightens and a tag will not be included when you place the plumbing fixture. If you later decide to add a tag, Revit includes a function to tag untagged elements. I'll toggle this back on again. When tags are included, notice that in the options bar, you have a choice of placing the tags either horizontal or vertical. You can click the Tags button to display the Loaded Tags dialog, so you can see which tags are loaded and load other tags if you wish. I'll click Cancel to close this dialog. You can also enable a leader if desired, and then specify the length of the leader. I'll leave this checkbox cleared for now. Also in the options bar, the Rotate After Placement option appears if the plumbing fixture family selected in the Type selector is not a hosted component. If I select this checkbox, after I click to place the plumbing fixture, Revit displays an angle vector that I can use to rotate the fixture. Note that I can type a specific angle value, such as 30 degrees, and then press Enter. The Plumbing Fixture tool is still active. In the Type selector, I'll choose one of the water closets. This is a hosted family as can be seen by the Placement panel that now appears in the contextual ribbon. Realize that you can create plumbing fixtures as hosted or non-hosted families. At the moment, Place on Vertical Face is selected in the Placement panel. With this option selected, I can click to place a water closet on a wall, and the fixture will be hosted to the wall. You could also choose Place on Face if you wanted to host the plumbing fixture to a floor, or Place on Work Plane if you wanted to host the plumbing fixture to a level. I will choose Place on Vertical Face. Depending on the type of plumbing fixture selected, the properties in the Properties palette will vary. However, every component should contain an elevation parameter or some other type of offset parameter to specify its elevation in the project. You can specify this value before placing the fixture, or you can modify it after the fixture has been placed. Looking in the Type selector, I can see that there are not any urinals loaded into this project. To load additional plumbing fixture families, I'll click Load Family in the contextual ribbon. Revit displays the Load Family dialog. Here, you can navigate to the folder where the families are saved and then click Open to load them into the project. I'll open Plumbing, MEP, Fixtures, Urinals. In this folder, I can see some urinal families. You can use the Control and Shift keys to select multiple families at once if needed. I'll select all the urinal families and then click Open. Revit begins loading the families into the project. Depending on the number of families you selected, this could take some time. Once the families are loaded, you can see the various types in the type selector. If you get an error stating that a family cannot be loaded when you try to load plumbing fixture families, it may be because the family falls under the mechanical equipment category. In that case, you could use the Load Family tool on the Insert ribbon. In the type selector, I'll choose one of the urinal families, and I can now place a couple of those plumbing fixtures. Once again, pay attention to the elevation before placing a plumbing fixture. I'll change the elevation in the Properties palette to 3 feet, or 900 millimeters in the metric file. Then I'll click to place 2 urinals on the wall in the male restroom. To end the command, click Modify in the ribbon or press the Escape key. After placing plumbing fixtures, you can select an element and then modify any of the parameters in the Properties palette. Or you can select Edit Type in the Properties palette to open the Type Properties dialog for that family. The instance and type parameters for plumbing fixtures vary from family to family. When placing plumbing fixtures for your project, you should first check with the product manufacturer for the fixture you are going to specify to see if they have families available. If not, you can start with one of the families in the Revit Family Library. You can easily modify a family to change its size and parameters. I'll click Cancel to close the dialog.